For decades, America handed over its factories, not to sabotage itself, but to survive. Because in a globalized world, making things cheaply is the difference between thriving and extinction. And the only way to make things cheap was to make them elsewhere. Labor in the U.S. costs at least $15 per hour in most states. That's just the wage. Now add health insurance, add payroll taxes, add safety regulations, unions, retirement contributions, and suddenly the true cost of hiring one American worker isn't $15. It's closer to $20 per hour. But here's the kicker. No employer pays $20 an hour out of charity. They pay it only if that worker can generate at least $30 per hour in value. Why? Because that extra $10 has to cover raw materials, electricity, rent, logistics, executive salaries, and finally, profit. If the worker produces less than that, the factory bleeds, the business dies. This is Capitalism 101. Now compare that to China. For years, wages there were as low as $1.50 per hour. Even today, they're a fraction of U.S. rates. So even if a Chinese worker produced only $5 worth of output per hour, the company still profited. But let's assume it works. Let's assume the factories reopen, the jobs come back. Well, now you're paying American workers $15 to $20 per hour, which means, naturally, the price of everything they build goes up. And this is where the contradiction begins to unfold. Because the products we're trying to manufacture domestically are commodities. Standardized, bulk-made, price-sensitive. They're not art pieces. They're not luxury items. They're mass goods. And in a commoditized world, price is king. You can't charge $1,200 for a phone that used to cost $600 just because it's made in America. The market won't let you. So what's the result? Either the company raises prices and inflation follows, accepts losses and bankruptcy follows, or cuts corners and quality collapses. Now some will say, just automate, use robots. But wait, that destroys the whole point. Because automation doesn't bring back jobs, it replaces them. Okay then, what if the government subsidizes manufacturing? But subsidies don't come from nowhere. That's taxpayer money. And using public funds to prop up private industries? That's not capitalism. That's corporate welfare. Fine. Then why not lower wages? But do that, and you're asking Americans to work for pennies while prices skyrocket. That's not prosperity. That's rebranded poverty.